Happy holidays, guys. This is Ebi Cakes here with my DIY holiday cake kit. Thank you so much for purchasing. So let's get right into what's inside. So the first thing you're going to do is take out those layers of cakes and freeze those. We have our red buttercream and our green buttercream. We also have an extra bag with a piping tip. Here is our red edible Grinch heart, as well as some yummy sprinkles, a sugar sheet with the Grinch's face, and a cake topper. We have our smoother and our spatula. And lastly, we have our cake board. Now, a few other items you'll need are scissors, a bowl, and you'll always need some paper towels. Now, something I do recommend is getting a cake turntable. These work really, really well when you are smoothing out the sides of your cake, and I will include a link in the description below. So let's go ahead and get started with your cake board. You're gonna go ahead and cut about 1 inch of that green icing bag. Cut 1 inch off and then put a small dollop on your cake board. Then you're gonna go ahead and grab your first layer, take it out the bag, and take off the plastic wrap around it, and then just center it right in the middle of the board. Next, you're gonna grab your green buttercream and start to pipe your buttercream in between each layer. As you can see, this process is a lot simpler if you do have a cake turntable. And you're just gonna keep going until you get all the way to the edge of your cake. Next, we're gonna get your second cake layer, take it out the bag, unwrap it, and then you're gonna place it directly on top of the yummy buttercream that we just piped onto our cake. Gently press the cake layer onto your buttercream so that it does not slide off, and you want to make sure that the cake layers are all lined up. Next, you're going to go ahead and pipe the rest of the green buttercream in between the next layer until you get all the way to the end of the cake again. Next, we want to add our lovely Grinch heart into our cake. So what I like to do, I just kind of put it right in between the buttercream and the cake, and you gotta kind of push it in there because the cake is still kind of frozen. And then just add a little bit of buttercream on top and go ahead and put that last layer on top of that buttercream. And just make sure it's all centered and lined up. The next step is covering your cake with buttercream. So this is called a crumb coat. It's the first coat of buttercream on a cake. So go ahead and use your buttercream and cover the entire cake. If you have to, go ahead and use that second bag as well. Just keep going around your cake until you're done and it's all covered with buttercream. Next, you want to grab your offset spatula and go around the sides, spreading your buttercream evenly and filling any gaps that you see. If you see cake, go ahead and cover it up with buttercream. This will be our first coat of buttercream on our cake, and this is called our crumb coat. So just keep going around the sides until you have covered your cake completely. Use your bowl to wipe off any of the excess buttercream from your offset spatula. And make sure you save that buttercream because we're going to use that for our final coat as well. Continue to go around the sides using your offset spatula and your buttercream to fill in any gaps or holes that needs to be covered on your cake. Next, you want to grab your icing smoother and place it gently up against your cake and go around so that you are smoothing out any of the lines or any of the gaps that you may have. Again, wipe off any of the excess onto your bowl and make sure you keep that buttercream. You'll start to notice your buttercream get a little soft. So when it does that, go ahead and put it in the freezer for about 5 to 10 minutes so your buttercream can firm up and it'll be a lot easier to add that second coat. So I actually left my cake in for about 10 minutes and went to check it, touched it, it was nice and firm. So now I'm ready to add my final coat of buttercream onto my cake. So go ahead and use whatever buttercream you have left in your piping bags, as well as any excess buttercream that you may have left in your bowl. Go ahead and add that onto your cake and just go around your whole cake for your final coat. Keep in mind you will have to go around your cake a few times until you get it to the smoothest that you would like. Alternate between using your offset spatula and your icing smoother to get it to a nice smooth consistency. If your buttercream gets soft again, go ahead and pop it in the freezer for a few minutes just so it can firm up, and then you can go ahead and continue to add your buttercream onto your sides so you can get them nice and smooth. Again, the smoothing process is a very time-consuming process, so it just takes some time to get it nice and smooth, but you'll get there, I promise. And always remember, practice makes progress. So once you have smoothed your sides down to your liking, go ahead and grab a paper towel and try to wipe down as much buttercream as possible just to clean up your cake board. Then once you're done with that, grab your sugar sheet with your Grinch face and gently peel off each piece and place it onto the cake. Keep in mind that the sugar sheet is very, very gentle and some of the pieces might rip if you rip them off kind of fast. If they do, it's totally fine. Mine's ripped too, and I'll show you once at the end what you would do if a piece of your edible image does tear a little. But go ahead, in the meantime, just add your pieces onto your cake like so. So here I am adding the mouth, and if you can see on the left hand corner, a piece of the mouth did tear off, but all you have to do is just tear that piece off and just add it onto where it would have been in the first place. So just add it right there, and then no one will ever know. Now we are ready to add our borders. So grab your bag of red buttercream and cut about 1 inch of the tip off. Grab your clear piping bag with the tip already in it and gently place the red bag into the clear bag and make sure that piping bag goes all the way down into the tip so you can see the buttercream coming out like so. Now I'm going to just start to pipe my border onto my cake. I like to start in the back. You want to start in the back and always finish in the back. So that is what I am doing. My apologies for not getting the full image on camera, but you will see at the top how I am doing this. And it's basically a press then release type of action. It doesn't have to be perfect because we are going to be adding some yummy sprinkles over this. So it's no big deal. But if you are good at this, awesome. If not, it's something that you just have to keep on practicing. But you want to go around the entire cake. And then once you're done with your bottom, go ahead and start on your top. So again, you're kind of doing a press and release type of thing and just keep going around. As you can see, mine is not perfect, but we are going to cover all of those little mishaps up with our yummy sprinkles. And last but not least, we want to put our Santa hat on our Grinch like so, and we are all done. I cannot wait to see the amazing cakes that you guys make. Please tag me on any of the cakes that you make at Ebi Cakes on Facebook and Ebi_Cakes on Instagram.